Welcome to a broadcast that is currently shaking the very foundations of the tennis world. We are live, and we are looking at a story that has transcended the boundaries of sport and entered the realm of cultural phenomenon. If you are tuning in right now, you need to stop what you are doing, because what is happening in Melbourne, Australia, is not just a tennis match. It is a revolution. The headline on your screen reads, "Whole World Shocked." And let me tell you, that is not clickbait. That is the reality on the ground. We are standing on the precipice of the Kooyong Classic, the spiritual home of Australian tennis, a venue that has hosted the legends of the game, from Laver to Federer. But tonight, the ghosts of Kooyong are witnessing something entirely new. They are witnessing a changing of the guard, a clash of civilizations, and a battle for supremacy that has caught the entire global sporting community completely off guard. The rumors began swirling on social media just 48 hours ago. Whispers of a confrontation that was unparalleled in its intensity. We are talking about the Philippine sensation, the Queen of the East, Alexandra Eala, going head-to-head against the Australian crowd favorite, the grit and grind veteran. Priscilla, honorable on paper. Some might have looked at this and seen a standard exhibition match before the Australian Open. But if you dig deeper, if you look at the undercurrents, you realize this is the fight you couldn't imagine. This is the match that has defied every expectation. Why is the world shocked? Why is every tennis analyst from London to New York scrambling to update their predictions? Because we are witnessing a collision of two opposing forces that simply should not exist in the same space with this level of volatility. On one side, you have the establishment. Priscilla Honourable, the 27-year-old Australian native, playing in her own backyard. She is the comfortable favorite. She knows these courts. She knows the way the wind swirls inside the Kooyong Stadium. She knows the bounce. The Australian crowd is ready to shout for her, ready to carry her to victory on a wave of Aussie, 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 oi, oi, oi. But on the other side stands the giant slayer, Alexandra Eala. And this is where the shock comes in. This is not the junior player we watched grow up. This is not the tentative teenager trying to find her footing on the tour. This is a monster. This is a player who has flown towards a career-high ranking of world number 49. This is a player who has arrived in Melbourne not just to participate, but to take over. The narrative that has truly stunned the establishment is the crowd dynamic. Usually, when a local Australian plays at Kooyong, it is a fortress. It is a wall of green and gold noise. But reports coming in from the ticket offices and the fan forums suggest that something unprecedented is happening. The Filipino community in Melbourne, one of the most vibrant, passionate, and loud communities in the diaspora, is preparing a blue, white, and red invasion. We are hearing that the screams of Laban Alex are poised to drown out the locals. Imagine that. Imagine playing at home, on your court, in your city, and being shouted down by a legion of fans supporting your opponent. That is the pressure cooker Priscilla Hahn is walking into. But let's pause on the emotion and look at the cold, hard facts that make this such a shocking development. Priscilla Hahn is currently world number 121. She is a fighter, make no mistake. She has qualified for almost all Grand Slam main draws in 2025. She reached a career high of 94. She is legitimate. But Alexandra Eala? She is operating in a different stratosphere right now. This is the first time Eala enters Australia as a bona fide local hero in her own right, carrying the honor being a top 50 player worldwide. Think about the momentum shift here. Hahn holds the home court advantage. She has the experience of the speed of the Melbourne courts. But Alex Eala is carrying the momentum of a tsunami. We have to talk about what happened in Auckland. Her historic semi-final run wasn't just good. It was terrifyingly efficient. She didn't just beat opponents. She dismantled them. This is why we are calling this a fearless forecast. Because the Alex Eala of January 2026 is a different beast compared to the one we saw even 6 months ago. Critics will point to the past. They will say, but wait, Priscilla Hahn defeated Alex in October 2024 in Ningbo, China. And yes, that is true. Hahn won that match. But relying on that data point is a fatal error. That was October 2024. That was a lifetime ago in tennis years. The Alex Eala you will see on January 14th is, to quote the insiders, a different monster. Since that loss in Ningbo, she has secured victories over the likes of Madison Keys, Vekic, and even battled the titans like IGA Swiatek. Her mentality has shifted from participation to domination. Her target is no longer just to make the draw. Her target is to rule every court she steps on. So, as we prepare to dive deep into the analytics, the history, and the implications of this match, I want you to understand the gravity of the situation. This isn't just a game. It is a statement. It is a clash between Aussie pride and global Pinoy rise. It is a test of who will give in to the intensity of the pressure. Is Melbourne ready for the new queen? Because whether they are ready or not, she is here, and she is bringing the fire. Now, let's transition into the deep dive. We need to strip away the hype and look at the mechanics of this matchup, because, as we always say, the math doesn't lie. Let's start with the tail of the tape. On one side of the net, we have Priscilla, honorable 27 years old, a veteran of the tour, currently ranked 121 in the world. Han is no joke. You do not survive on professional circuit for this long without having weapons. In 2025, she posted an impressive 16-5 record on hard courts, primarily on the Challenger and ITF circuit. That tells us she is comfortable on this surface. She is a right-handed power player with a solid first serve percentage of 65.2%. When she lands at first serve, she wins about 43% of the pressure points immediately following it. That is a solid, respectable stat line for a player fighting to get back into the top 100. But then, we look across the net at Alexandra Eala, and this is where the numbers start to get scary for the Australian camp. Eala is currently ranked number 49. That gap between 121 and 49 is significant. It represents a difference in consistency, a difference in speed, and a difference in belief. In the last 52 weeks, Alex has a 60.3% win rate against all opponents. But if you filter that data to look at her record against players ranked outside the top 100, the category Priscilla Han currently falls into, Alex's win rate skyrockets. She devours lower-ranked players. She has become ruthless in these matchups. Let's talk about the specific tactical battle, the Rafa Nadal Academy influence. Since training at the academy, Eala has mastered the art of the deep return. This is crucial against a player like Honorable Han, relies on her serve to set up the point. But recent data shows Eala has a 62% win rate on hard courts when she can neutralize the serve early. More importantly, she has learned how to exploit right-handed players using her lethal left-handed cross-court forehand. Visualize the court for a second. Han is a righty. Her backhand is on her left side. Eala is a lefty. Her forehand is on her left side. This means Eala's biggest weapon, that heavy, spinning cross-court forehand, goes directly into Priscilla Han's backhand corner. This shot will force Han wide. It will open up the court. And once that court is open, Eala has the ability to finish with those signature drop shots we saw her utilize so effectively against Magda, Lynette, and Auckland. It is a tactical checkmate before the point even really begins. We also have to analyze the big point conversion metric. This is often what separates the good players from the great ones. Statistically, Alex is superior in big point conversion. Priscilla Han struggles with a 43.5% break point conversion rate. That means when she has a chance to break her opponent, she fails more often than she succeeds. In contrast, Alex has shown in her matches against top-tier opponents like Vekic that she thrives under pressure. When the lights are brightest, when the score is tight, Eala finds another gear. Now, let's address the Ningbo factor. The skeptics are clinging to that match in October 2024 where Han won. But we have to contextualize that. In Ningbo, Eala was coming off a different training block. The conditions were slower. Eala was arguably less confident in her offensive transition game. Fast forward to January 2026. The Eala we are seeing now is faster movement. Her reset time after an error is almost instantaneous. If she misses a shot, she doesn't dwell on it. She is ready for the next ball in seconds. This is a psychological edge that cannot be overstated. Furthermore, look at the ranking pressure. This is a fascinating dynamic. Alexandra Eala is defending fewer points this quarter. She has already secured her top 50 status. She is playing with what we call zero-ranking fear. She can swing freely. She can go for the lines. Priscilla Han, on the other hand, is fighting for her livelihood. She is desperate to get back into the top 100. Desperation can be a motivator, yes, but it can also lead to tightness. It can lead to a safe way of playing. And against a player like Eala, if you play safe, you get crushed. Let's talk about the atmosphere again, because in the Kooyong Classic, the crowd is the third player. We mentioned the blue, white, and red invasion. This is a tangible factor. We are expecting a Filipino takeover of the stands. From the suburbs of St. Albans to Ternate, the Pinoy groups are uniting. In terms of stadium atmosphere, we are projecting a 50-50 split. Think about how mentally draining that is for a local player like Honorable. She walks onto her home court expecting 100% support, and instead, she hears Laban Alex reverberating off the seats. It neutralizes her home court advantage. It turns a sanctuary into a battleground. Why did I make the fearless forecast that Alex will win in straight sets? Because of the hunger differential. While Han is fighting to reclaim past glory, Alex is fighting to define the future. The hunger levels are different. Alex is currently playing top 30 level tennis. Even if her ranking is 49, her movement, her anticipation, and her shot selection are elite. On January 14th, the Kooyong crowd will not just witness a match, they will witness a masterclass. And we must touch upon the recent form again. Beating Madison Keys, beating Donna Vekic. These are big hitters. These are players who hit the ball just as hard, if not harder, than Priscilla Honorable. If Eala can absorb the pace of Madison Keys, she can certainly handle the pace of Priscilla Honorable. In fact, she will likely use Han's pace against her, redirecting the ball down the line with that laser-like precision we have come to admire. The math, the physics, and the psychology all point in one direction. Priscilla Han is a worthy opponent, and she deserves respect for her resilience. But she is standing on the tracks, and the train that is Alexandra Eala is coming through at full speed. As we prepare to sign off on this deep dive analysis, I want to leave you a final thought on the magnitude of what we are about to see. This match at the Kooyong Classic is more than just a warm-up for the Australian Open. It is a microcosm of the global shift in tennis. We are seeing the rise of new regions, new heroes, and new narratives. Alexandra Eala represents more than just herself. She represents the aspirations of a nation that has waited decades for a tennis icon. The Pinoy storm is about to make landfall in Melbourne and Surrey, Australia, but the forecast shows no signs of clearing up. My fearless forecast remains Alexandra Eala in straight sets. It might be competitive in the early stages. The first few games might be a tussle as they feel each other out. But once Eala finds her rhythm, once that left-handed forehand starts finding the corners, and once the Filipino crowd starts roaring with every winner, the momentum will be unstoppable. I predict this match will be over in just over 2 sets, perhaps a 6-4, 6-3 scoreline. Clinical, professional, dominant. Is Melbourne ready? Is the world ready? The answer is irrelevant, because ready or not, it is happening. Alex Eala is not just a player. She is the new face of world tennis. She is the combination of grace and power, of humility and ferocity. On January 14th, keep your eyes glued to the court. Watch the footwork. Watch the intensity in her eyes. And listen to the crowd. You will hear the sound of history being written. Priscilla Han will fight, because that is what Australians do. But sometimes you run into a force of nature that simply cannot be denied. We will be covering the aftermath of this match extensively. We will have the post-match stats, the press conference highlights, and the reaction from both camps. But for now, the stage is set. The players are ready, and the world is watching. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive. This is the story of the Kooyong Classic. This is the story of Alexandra Eala. And this is a story that is only just beginning. From the studio, looking ahead to a historic night in Melbourne, I'm signing off. The revolution is here. Don't blink.